We intend to name people in these lawsuits. We're not going to do it in interviews. We're not going to do it, without doing our due diligence.
We do love him, and I love them.
Attorney Tony Busby has called Demi Moore to testify against Sean Diddy after revealing her sex tape with A-list celebrities. The allegations against Moore are shocking, as they reveal the things she and her ex-husband Ashton Kutcher let Diddy do to their daughters.
You got Ashton Kutcher in love with Mila Kunis on that 70s show. Then they break up for absolutely no reason after he starts hanging out with Diddy.
Kutcher broke up with Diddy after he started hanging out with him, and he married Demi Moore, who drained him of all the ad credits she could. Demi Moore, a Hollywood star during the 90s and the highest-paid actor in the world for her role in Stripes in 1996, is now being brought up in connection to abusive minors with Diddy. It appears that Moore used her influence to coerce minors into intersexual acts. The attorney is now representing 120 individuals who intend to bring civil claims in civil court against Sean Diddy and other defendants. Moore is allegedly involved in the sexual abuse of minors along with Diddy, and provided Diddy with young girls for him to take advantage of.
There are many people and many entities involved, and we're going to follow this evidence wherever it takes us. We will find the silent accomplices. We will expose the enablers.
Demi Moore's alleged rape at the age of 15 and her subsequent abuse of minors and providing them to Hollywood elites is disgusting. Demi Moore, a former General Hospital co-star, revealed in her memoir that she was sexually assaulted at the age of 15, and her mother allowed the abuser into their home. She spoke to Howard Stern on his Sirius XM radio show about this incident, stating that she felt ashamed and embarrassed by the rape. She believes that the shame she carried from the rape made her afraid to express herself sexually. Hollywood is a disgusting place where children are not safe even from their own parents. And as seen with Usher and Demi Moore, these children who are abused often become abusers or enablers themselves later on. Demi Moore's mother allegedly let her own daughters be raped when she became a mother. At 15 years old, she comes home one night and finds an older man with the key in their apartment. She writes that it was rape, and a devastating betrayal revealed by the man's cruel question. Demi Moore believes that her mother gave him access to the key. Footage of Demi Moore making out with 14-year-old minors while appearing to be under the influence of drugs has also been resurfaced. A resurfaced video has drawn attention to Demi Moore kissing her former General Hospital co-star Philip Tonini when he was just 14 years old. Demi Moore is just one of the A-list celebrities that will be exposed once all the freak-off videos that the feds collected from Diddy's mansion get exposed. Courtney Burgess, a close friend of Diddy's ex-wife Kim Porter, handed over 8 new tapes to the FBI after being called to testify in front of a grand jury. These statements include descriptions of what the witness says he saw on those tapes. Out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, many appeared to be either inebriated or under the influence of drugs. Many of them were victims or perpetrators of victimization, meaning they were inebriated without knowing. The shockwaves from these arrests are going to change the lives of every celebrity, politician, athlete, CEO, and producer involved with Diddy and complicit in the abuse he carried out. Hollywood has a long-standing culture of sexual misconduct, with actors like Tom Hanks and Jeffrey Epstein speaking out about the prevalence of sexual predators in power. This issue is not limited to Hollywood, but extends to any corporation or industry, with sexual politics often blurring the lines between appropriate ethics and inappropriate behavior. And the larger question is whether there is a culture of complicity in Hollywood, where women are afraid to speak up due to fear of blacklisting men. Some people believe this is the way the system works, but it does not necessarily carry the day. Victims who did not go forward signed negotiated settlement deals, which included a non-disclosure agreement. There are now 36 civil lawsuits on the way, with Tony Busby detailing the abuse caused by Diddy and his co-conspirators. It appears that Peter Diddy might finally be going to jail. Allegations against Diddy involve minors as young as 7 years old, and many were provided to Diddy by their parents. These people knew what was going to happen to their kids, but decided to be greedy and agreed to participate. The lawyers are planning to name people in these lawsuits, but they will do so with due diligence to avoid hurting people if they are true. Public filings in the United States and almost every state are public, and the press will pick up on the allegations. The lawyers are aware of this and will ensure to dot their I's and cross their T's. Some people named in these lawsuits may raise eyebrows. as an example of a minor who was told by Shan Combs that he would make him a star, but needed to visit him in private about it. The case of Diddy Combs and his victims is a complex and multifaceted issue that has led to numerous allegations and legal battles. Some of the most significant cases include the rape of Justin Bieber, the drug abuse of Demi Moore and Usher, the abuse of minors by Diddy, and the alleged involvement of celebrities like Ellen DeGeneres and Ashton Kutcher. In the first instance, a 15-year-old girl was drugged and taken into a private room in New York City, where she was raped by Diddy and other individuals. Another woman, 26, was picked up by Diddy and several others in a black SUV from the airport and given one drink in the SUV. She woke up the next day with pain and damaged vagina and anus, missing her underwear and shoes. The victims' parents and adults, such as Demi Moore and Usher, are also responsible for the abuse and pedophilic behavior that Diddy has been able to maintain in Hollywood. Demi Moore and Usher used their credibility to source minors and hand them over to Diddy. However, it wasn't until Usher took over management and granted temporary guardianship to Bieber for 48 hours that he was taken to the dick. The case has led to reports of tapes, testimonies, and legal battles looming, which has caused many Hollywood celebrities and actors to move abroad. Ellen DeGeneres has already moved to the UK, while Ashton Kutcher is getting ready to testify. The case could expose a dark web of power, privilege, and abuse that spans decades. Many people in Hollywood may be concerned about the parties they attended and what was going on at Diddy's parties, as they may have been called by the U.S. Attorney's Office to know everything they want to know. The FBI and the government have stated that this remains an open investigation, and there could be more charges for Diddy and other people involved. Once they find out other people are involved or witnesses, they lean on them and may cooperate with them or face potential charges. This ongoing investigation is expected to be a significant part of the ongoing investigation into the Diddy case. The case against Diddy is a slow-developing one, with the federal trial expected to begin next year. Civil cases will expose everyone involved, and with over 200 verified victims on their way, there is a good chance that many big-name celebrities will get their careers destroyed. Many of these abusers were also aspiring young artists in the music industry, and the parties were sponsored by M-Town Records CEO, Universal Records CEO. The abusers were in compromising situations, with drinks laced, videotapes were hot, and they could guide their career. They could kill their careers, but they were quiet at the moment. The only way to get these people to talk is to issue subpoenas and threaten legal action. Ashton Kutcher, Demi Moore's ex-husband, is involved in a shady business himself and has a big chance of going to jail once Diddy goes to trial. Celebrities are represented by a brand, and they pray that they not be on the tape doing crazy stuff, being alled up in the whole 9 yards. When the Fed asks them to testify against Diddy, they don't talk in his favor. When the feds come to them and show them what they got on tape, they don't talk in his favor. If they had 250 tapes all over the house, someone got caught stealing the cookie out the cookie jar, it could be your favorite pastor or your favorite politician, but they didn't think they were being watched and Brother Love was watching. Ashton Kutcher, who used to be part of Diddy's Rat Pack and knows that Diddy recorded everything that went on at his parties, is prepared to testify and cooperate in whatever way he can in exchange for immunity from his direct involvement with convicted Danny Masterson and Diddy, to his disturbing comments about wanting to harass Mila Kunis when she was just 14. A closer look at Ashton Kutcher reveals that he is not who fans thought he was. He is worried that Diddy might lie on his friends, but the federal government wants someone more than they want Diddy if they have some information about some people they would rather have other than him. Ashley C and him were close, and they were close to each other. In conclusion, the case against Diddy is a slow-developing one, with over 200 verified victims and a growing number of celebrities, and celebrities fearing their careers will be destroyed. To protect themselves, celebrities are suing Diddy and his friends, who are now being threatened with legal action. The text explores the allegations against Sean Diddy Combs, a notorious rapper and singer, and the impact they had on the hip-hop world. It highlights the fear that Diddy might give up information and make him appear like a choir boy. The author suggests that Chris Combs may have been alarmed by Diddy's actions, as he was involved in a group called the Brat Pack with Diddy and other celebrities. The text also discusses the downfall of Diddy Combs, which was years in the making and involved the abuse of Cassie Ventura, his former girlfriend, and others. A friend of the show, Teray, reported on what led to Diddy's downfall, stating that he dragged Cassie down into addiction after she left him. She went to rehab to heal from the abuse and found the courage to speak up. The text also discusses the relationship between Diddy and Cassie, who was recording an album for about 10 years. Diddy used her for various purposes, including a pacifier to keep her happy, but the album never had a release date. This led to Diddy using her for other purposes, such as racketeering, which is another aspect of the story. When Kim Porter passes away, Diddy is devastated, and Cassie gets away from him. She gets pregnant, gets married, and finds a supportive environment. She goes to rehab, where she finds her voice and starts speaking up for herself. When she finds the courage to speak up, others are able to come forward, and it all falls apart for him. The text also touches on the question of who else is involved in this case, as there are other people within Diddy's operation who play a major role in security, procuring things and getting people into his orbit. Many of these individuals are currently talking to law enforcement or federal law enforcement trying to save themselves from going to prison. The text suggests that evidence will come from what Shab himself videotaped the allegations against Diddy, Demi Moore, and others. As legal battles unfold, the walls are closing in on a web of complicity that allowed these horrors to persist. The truth is coming to light, and with it, the hope that justice will finally be served for the countless victims.